Over 27 years, I've worked with 34,000 individuals across 180 organisations on 6 continents. Sales training, leadership coaching, team development, skills workshops, and I kept seeing the same thing again and again across every context. People weren't failing because they lacked capability. They were failing because they lacked the confidence to use the capability they had. I'm John M. Walsh, founder of Breakthrough Change Management. And in this video, I'm going to show you why confidence is the hidden foundation beneath every skill you develop, backed by 27 years of evidence and research from psychology and neuroscience. So, let's dive in. Here's what we kept observing. In holiday park sales, the top performers weren't the most knowledgeable about caravans and lodges. They were the ones who could pick up the phone after 3 rejections, and the ones who could ask for a sale without apologising. In complex industrial projects, the high-performing teams weren't just technically competent. They were teams where individuals felt confident enough to challenge assumptions and raise concerns, but do it early. In leadership coaching breakthroughs, it didn't come from teaching new frameworks. They came when leaders developed enough confidence to actually use the frameworks they already knew under real pressure. And in skills workshops, participants would understand the concepts perfectly, practice and role plays, then return to work and default to old patterns under pressure. Pattern was unmistakable. People had the knowledge, they had the skills. What they lacked was the confidence to deploy those skills when the stakes were high and the pressure was real. And that's when I realised we weren't really teaching sales or leadership or team performance or any specific skill we'd been asked in to do. What we were building was confidence. That was the foundation beneath everything else. Now, this isn't just my observation. The research is clear. Albert Bandura spent decades studying what he called self-efficacy, your belief in your abilities to succeed in specific situations. And he found that confidence doesn't just correlate with performance, it shapes it. People with higher confidence set more challenging goals, persist longer when things get difficult, recover faster from setbacks, and use more effective strategies. People with lower confidence avoid challenging tasks. They give up quickly and achieve below their actual capability. Think about that. The same capability, different confidence, completely different outcomes. And here's what's really interesting. Confidence operates a self-fulfilling prophecy. Not because believing harder makes you magically better, but because your confidence, or lack of it, shapes the actions you take. When you lack confidence, you avoid difficult situations. You give up earlier. You interpret neutral feedback as negative, and you attribute success to luck rather than skill. So you fail more often, not because you're less capable, but because you lack confidence creates behaviours that generate failure. The confidence gap creates the performance gap. Now here's where the crucial bit. Research shows the confidence is domain specific. You might be confident in technical work, but lack confidence in leadership. Confident one-to-one, but not present to groups. And that explains why a brilliant engineer promoted to team leader often struggles. The confidence doesn't automatically transfer. But, and this is important, once you've experienced building confidence in one domain, you've got a template. You know the process works because you lived it. And that's what we teach. Whether we're working with sales teams, project teams, leaders, or workshop participants, we follow the same process. We call it the confidence cycle. Stage 1, attempt. The person attempts something requiring slight courage, a difficult conversation, a challenging question, a decision without complete information. The key principle here is start smaller than feels necessary. Stage 2, experience. They have an experience. May or may not go well. Often it goes better than feared, but not as well as hoped. The key principle here is the outcome is less important than what they learn. Stage 3, reflection. They reflect systematically. Not did I succeed or fail, but what did I learn? What would I do differently? The key principle here is structured reflection. Transforms experience into learning. And stage 4 is evidence. They add this to their accumulated evidence of capability. Not evidence of perfection, evidence of handling difficulty. The key principle is confidence comes from quantity of attempts, not quality of outcomes. Stage 5, increased capability. The actual competence increases through practice. Skills become more automatic. This is neuroplasticity. The brain literally rewiring itself. Stage 6 is increased confidence. It grows because they believe, not because they believe harder, because they've got evidence that they can handle the challenge. The key principle here is real confidence is evidence-based. And stage 7, bigger attempts. They now attempt something slightly more challenging, and the cycle repeats. The cycle operates in every context we work in: sales, leadership, teams, skills. The content differs. The cycle is identical, and this is backed by neuroscience. Research shows it takes 6 to 8 weeks of consistent practice for new neural pathways to begin establishing. 12 to 24 months for a new pattern to become automatic. It takes time. The brain rewires through repetition, not through understanding. That's why most training fails. It teaches understanding without building the confidence to act on that understanding under pressure. Through our work, we've identified 3 levels of confidence development. So level 1, foundation building, basic self-belief, learning you can handle discomfort, developing tolerance for sustained practice. Typically will take you 6 to 12 months of consistent practice. Level 2 is application, applying confidence across multiple domains, making bigger decisions, recover more quickly from setbacks. This typically takes a bit longer, maybe 12 to 24 months. And level 3 is excellence, operating at a high level, consistently making distinctive cooperations, operating from internal standards. This typically takes you a bit longer, 3, perhaps even 5 years. And here's what matters. You can be at different levels in different domains simultaneously. Completely normal. Someone might have excellence level confidence in technical, but foundation level confidence in leadership. Progress isn't linear. Your advanced plateau sometimes temporarily regress. The overall trajectory is what matters. You're climbing up. And here's the hard truth. Most people never reach level 3 in any domain. Not because they can't, but because they quit during what we call the boring middle bit. That long stretch where progress is invisible and practice feels tedious. This is where most development efforts fail, not because people lack capability, because they lack tolerance for repetition without immediate reward. And that tolerance can be trained, but it requires understanding that the boring middle bit is where confidence is actually built. So here's the bottom line. Whether you need sales skills, leadership capability, team performance, or any other skill development, foundation's always the same. Confidence. Not as a personality trait, not as a positive thinking, as an accumulated evidence that you can handle what comes. It's built through the boring repetition, sustained pressure, systematic practice until your brain rewires itself and the behaviour comes natural. Confidence isn't felt, it's built. If you want to learn more about building confidence systematically, check out our Confidence Under Pressure book series. Links are in the description here. And if you're interested in how we work with organisations to build the confidence foundation, whether through sales training, team development, leadership coaching, or skills workshops, visit breakthroughchange.co.uk. I'm John M. Walsh. Thanks for watching.